Welcome to Stories Untold. I hope the year 2024 has been treating you with the kindness that you deserve. Did you know that many learners in South Africa struggle to read for meaning and understanding? The Bukabala Foundation has come up with an intervention to assist learners to read for pleasure.
South Africa ranked last out of 57 countries assessed in the Progress in International Reading Literacy study, which tested the reading ability of 400,000 students globally in 2021. Illiteracy among South African children skyrocketed from 78% in 2016 to 81%. Describing the results as disappointingly low, the country's Education Minister, Angie Motshekga, also said the country's education system was faced with significant historical challenges, including poverty, inequality, and inadequate infrastructure.
When the kids come to the library, I will be helping one and I'll ask them to read, and I will see that, no man, this person can't read. So I saw the need to be actively helping the kids here, because even the teachers at school are not aware that the kids have learning difficulties. So the library and Bukabala is here to help them. Jameson Park is very small, a very knit community where we all almost know each other. The kids that live here, I wouldn't say they come from disadvantaged families, but they are disadvantaged when it comes to reading, because they go to school and teachers don't even notice that they have learning difficulties. We only notice that when they come to the library. We work with children from grade 1 up to matric. We do not only work with children who have learning disabilities, but with kids who are interested and love reading.
Lebogang Mashiane, founder of Bukabala Foundation from a small town called Jameson Park in the Far East Rand, saw the need to start a reading culture in her community, as she saw how a majority of learners in her community were struggling to read.
I think what is lacking is the teachers do not give the children individual attention. Remember that in our public school system, there is a whole lot of learners in one class. So it is difficult for a teacher to spot that Mpho has a learning difficulty, because the teacher just gets through the curriculum and does not give the learners special attention. The reading culture in this area, I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's not as good as it should be. A number of people are not reading. However, kuba busy during when dikolo di butswi, because after school, from school, the learners come to the library. They go home, change, and then come to the library. So most of the people that come to the library are children, because they also love the games that we play with them, the activities that we have. Encourage them to come to the library almost daily.
According to Ms. Mashiani, factors that contribute towards illiteracy and a lack of interest in reading books amongst learners is finding relatable and interesting books to read.
The Department of Education needs to circulate books in schools that kids relate to, because most of the books about white people and most of the kids that go to these schools around us are black people. They need to circulate books that are relatable. Parents need to be active in their children's schoolwork, because if their kids do not read, they cannot lead.
Together with her brother, Lebogang came up with an initiative to get learners to be interested in books and reading by participating in various educational activities such as spelling bee. According to her, these activities improve their reading abilities.
Let's start together. I like it. P O P T R Y. Bukabala has been a very big part of learning within the community. I think we one of the first foundation to actually prioritize reading. It's mandatory. It's what we based on. So we have been growing reading within the community, and it is really getting the audience that it needs, because we recently started with our spelling bees, and we're just getting a lot from the parents, from the kids. They're also supporting. Sometimes they even come and say, when are we doing this? So I think it's really giving them that platform to raise whatever they need to raise, and also start reading, because readers are leaders. So these are our future leaders, and we are growing leaders within the foundation.
We started the spelling bee. We started with an in-house spelling bee where every Friday the learners that come to the library compete against each other. And then we realized that, okay, these kids are very competitive. So how about they compete against each other from different schools? We then initiated our first spelling bee competition, which was held at the Ratanda Library, where different schools competed against each other. Also, the spelling bee builds their confidence to be confident spellers.
Is we look at how illiteracy is in our country. We are building a country that has literates. So we want people to have that voice, because once you have that voice within your community, once you grow yourself, we want people to grow themselves within reading. Because reading, I think one of the quotes my sister always says is that we travel within books. So we allowing travel within the mind. So we just want to bother the mind of our kids.
Let Naledi spell this word for us. Parachute. Parachute. We had one learner that had a learning difficulty. He couldn't read and he was in grade 5. So we started with him in July, and in August we were seeing improvement in his grades. Even behavior, but their behavior changes at home when they come at the library.
Shocking as it is that 4 out of 5 learners have poor reading comprehension skills, Lebogang is confident that through her foundation and together with the Department of Education, they can bridge the gap.
Yeah, we are looking forward with collaborating with the Department of Education and schools nearby, because the children that come to the library go to these schools. So if we have an active relationship with the schools, we can do so much more. With the book covering drive, when I was a school learner myself, I would see that in January, other kids would come to school with their books not covered, and their books would be not covered throughout the year. And the books, they are senior had cover. So I saw a need for it. No, we actually need to help people who are struggling. We collect and later on donate books. We play educational games with the kids. We read with them, and we also help them with homework and school projects. We have so much in store this year. We are planning on having our first I State Fit, where we will be having singing and poetry. We are also planning on having our very first short story writing competition, where the winners of the competition will be published. That's not pretty much it, because we haven't consolidated our year plan yet, but that is on the pipeline.
The struggles of learners when returning to schools are many. However, lack of proper school uniform affects their dignity and self-confidence. Cherry Musia, through his foundation, is bridging the gap by donating school shoes and uniform.
Service providers to schools, ne? How will deliver whatever they've ordered, ne? And then sometimes ofitla kana go tsena tse le go sekolo se ya kena kapa ke break. Then you are waiting there and o sheba bana really o tla utlwa bohloko o sheba dieta kapa uniform ya bona. So ke mo e leng hore ha ne ke qala ke le ka qetelletse ke itse no man wa tseba ke fitile mona, I need to do something. Then ke yona ntho mpushitseng hore ke qetelletse ke khutlela morao dikolong tsena haholo me ke tswang le nqala botjha Villiers. Do ntse ke ya dikolong tse ding haholo ntse ke ya dikolong tse ding kapa dikolo tse ke leng ka kena ho tsona nna me le hore hantle ke tlamele ke khutlele teng ke lo etsa something.
Entrepreneur Chere Musia was disheartened by seeing school-going kids from his community without proper school uniform and school shoes. The 54-year-old family man celebrated his birthday and themed it a meaningful birthday celebration where he asked his family and friends to donate a pair of school shoes as a present to him.
Organize a meaningful 55 birthday celebration, whereby all my friends, my friends and families, and then hore, please, my present must be strictly the school shoes. Then I was lucky. The event was successful, very, very successful. And then I raised about 128 pairs of school shoes. Then I was able to supply 3 schools, of which is Mhlakeng Primary School, Zamaleka Primary School, Pumelo Primary Schools, which are in Villiers, Talabocha Villiers.
Every year, Chere Musia works closely with former Principal Joseph Makhalimeli to identify learners who are in need of school shoes and uniform.
Ntate Musia is a businessman. Now provide some of the resources, equipment at school. They are stationery, furniture, batla. Then how the dealer are delivered into handle. When I try again in Shebelen Banaba Bidiba Bonore, Recaba Tusa, every identify a bana he, Recopane, Rebaf, Remofelisti, at least dieta, remove at least Banaba 10, whenever the Fumana dieta on a go. Then happy Rantela Copania Liene, Kia PST 28. Soccer tournament.
Bitsola organization eo ke etsang dintho tsohle tse ke di etsetsang setjhaba e bitsa Praiseworthy Soccer Tournament, NPC, and a registered NPC, non-profit organization or non-profit company. So what I'm doing more ke taba ya hore we host soccer tournament to benefit the community, to benefit the kids, children who are our main beneficiary, and also to benefit the community as a whole. And then I'm also having this one, back to school, the back to school campaign, which is also falling under the same organization, because the that organization is able to raise funds. Under that organization, we are able to raise funds, and then that funds that we have raised, at least we can be covered.
Asi hangata mo tholang batho, especially batho ba successful in the ba khutela morao to plow back mo batswang teng. So ho yena o bapala haholo karolo eo, because ke January no, batho ba ngata ba tseba December ntho tse ngata di etsahetse, and kolo di a bula, bana uniform, bana ntho tse ngata tse le malapeng mo ba hlangona ba lahletswe ke mesebetsi o tsore ba bona. So o kwala that gap e banteng bana ba khutlele sekolong ba sna nix le some of the stationaries. So o khona ba thusa bana hore no ba ye sekolong ba tshwana le ngwana e mo le e mong. So o bapetse role e kholo haholo ha o le malapa jwalo.
Re na le ho sokola nyana mara he ntate Musia ha che ke yena ntate a re phamisang bane le last year la nna a etsa dintho tse ntle a reka uniform ya bana atjhe nna ke bona e le ntho e ntle ka nnete ebile ke batla ho leboha haholo hobane ka nnete o ba tlosa dinthong tse ngata wa utlwa hore bana ba rona ba se ba tsuba bo dinyaope ba etsa mehlolo kaofela. Nna ke thabetse yona papadi eo ya Ntate Mosia e bang o ba ruta ka yona hobane o bontsha dinthong tse mpe. Ke re le ha ba le bolong moya wa ka o a phutholoha because ke ka thola bothata wa hore ngwana ke yo sa tshwantse ke yo mlata kae kae. Ke ba right, ke right.
Most learners are from very poor families. Parents are unemployed. And as a result, bana bana uniform. Ngwana ke la na performa hantle ha tla ka yida tse tabileng ha itshepe. Boitshepo bo ya lahleha. And once boitshepo bo lahleha ha kgone ho concentrate ka class hobane kelello ha e dinthong tsena tsa diapere tse sa tshwaneng tsa bana ba bang. Bana ba bang le bona ka bo bona ba na le ho bua hampe ka bana ba bang. O thole ba mbua hampe o qeteletse a sa ba isolated, o qeteletse a sa etse mosebetsi wa hae mara e le go bothata ha se taba ya bohlale mental challenge, physical appearance ya hae ha mo yetse a tshwane le bana ba bang. So o thola gore e ba a challenge ho ngwana jwalo le ha e ba break ne ngwa thola ntse a bapala le monyana ha kopane le bana ba bang taba kena ya diapa jwale ke hona mo go lokelang hore le ke re thusa jwang bana ha o se go le jwalo.
For bana ba kgone ya sekolong without any problems, I think re tlamehile re leke ho fetola mokgwa wa ka mo re etsang dintho ka teng ha re na le something ha re nahane le batho ba haholo ba hlokang and then the big corporate they don't care, more especially for these smaller areas like in Free State, and we've got big companies there, big companies that are operating, that are making money out of the community there, you know. Those companies, if they can plow back to the community, I can assure you poverty can go down.
Basic education in South Africa is facing a well-documented crisis with poor educational outcomes, rising illiteracy rates, and financial barriers posed by unaffordable uniforms. Out of their pockets and resources, this is where Lebogang and Chere are bridging the gap by helping learners to get ready for the academic year, and their communities thank them.
I'm member ya LOC, organizing these community games, which we do every year. But environment arona ha fele mo fela, especially in our community. It's ntho tse ngata even because outdoor sheba games are di ka di 28 up until the 31st. But throughout the year, nali dintho tse re di etsa for charity, especially in our community. Re thusa holo Ntate Mosia kena ya leader ntwena ya PST. LOC but tse ngata kena ya leader o fana ka dieta bane ba sekolo uniform like re tseba hore especially o sheba ka se ya gona o bona location la gona ke ha o se jetse mosebetsi a ho yo o kopa di donations le sponsorships from batho ba kantle especially tswa go Gauteng na le batho ba mthusang le mona community ya rona batho ba dula mona empa ba dula ba sebetsa bo kae so ba donate bo dieta bo di uniform ho malapa ka reng a hloka. So Ntate Mosia o bapetse ka go le kgolo maphelong a bana ba bangata ka la botjha mona hobane sekolong re kgothaletsa bana go ba apara uniform mara the question is how do we as a school re ba fa uniform? It's very difficult because ha bana ba tshwana performance ya bona in a classroom e ba hantle ha ngwana a fihla a sa tshwanele ba bang ho ba le ntho ile inferior complex then e ba challenge performance ya drop and then ha ba tshwana e ke ntho entlampe.
Ke rata ho lakaletsa bohle bana ba khutlelang dikolong hore ba ithute, ke ba lakaletsa mahlohonolo le katleho 2024 ba ithute and ba focus dibukeng haholo. Really we've got a serious problem here, alcohol, we've got serious problem here, the drugs in our country. we've got a serious problem ya ntho tseo and e leng hore e ntsha bana ba rona tseleng. So mara ke lakatsa hore ba ke ba zame by all means to stay away from those things, more especially the drugs. If we can stay away from drugs, then I think the country in a le bokamoso bo botle. Country ya rona e itshitlehile bokamosong ba bona. Ha ba sa ye dikolong, ha ona hore they will be able to run this country in future. Our country will be lost.
I think we are going to grow, and we really wishing for people to just follow the movement, just be with us in every step. We're not looking for much, not even looking for money, but we're just looking for books. Just donate books, just support us, just bring your kids to the libraries, take everyone to the libraries. Libraries are a safe space for us. So
Most of the time we do things from our pocket, but we also rely on donations from our friends.
We hope this show has encouraged you to take part to assist learners to read for meaning and understanding. As for our young learners, we wish you a prosperous academic year. From all of us at Stories Untold, see you next week, same place, same time. Bye-bye.